Hey y'all, we're back today for another video. We're actually going to be not doing a reaction, but more of a review and discussion of Lost Season 1. I was supposed to have a really good friend, Nicole Spears, with me. We bounce off each other really well. She has interviewed me for things in the past, and so we have a good chemistry. She loves Lost and really wanted to do this. Unfortunately, there was some last minute things that came up that prohibited this, but in the future, we'll definitely try to get Nicole on the channel. We've been talking about wanting to do things for so long, so I really want to get her on here. She actually created an online reality game, which is like basically Survivor Big Brother. So if you've heard of that, she hosts an online version with a really good friend, Matthew Papa, and they actually started a live version, which means that people got together in an Airbnb and played this game in person, and they filmed episodes. It's called Ascendance. So if you're into Big Brother and Survivor, I'm going to link the YouTube channel for Ascendance down below. Even though she's not here to talk about it, I wanted to bring it up because I knew that I wanted to give this opportunity for her to do this. So again, it's down below if you're into Survivor, Big Brother, the challenge, anything like competition wise. These are real people, fans of the game, and they are going to go hard for it. And Ascendance is a unique format. We could talk about it in the comments, but let's talk about Lost. Yeah, so Lost season 1 shocked me. Lost is a show that I have been told many times by friends to watch this, and I, would always get to about watch maybe the first episode or first three, and it was something that definitely interested me, but it was nothing that I was like, I have to keep watching. I have to know what is happening and what is going on, and whenever I would always see reaction channels do it, like it was very common to see. So I knew that, even though it's been years now since the show's ended, it still had a significant popularity. If people are reacting to it and people are watching it, there's something here. So whenever I put up the poll to make my first reaction, because originally I did gaming content and I still want to do gaming content. It'll probably be on a separate channel. It actually will be on a separate channel. But reaction videos is something that I've always have enjoyed watching, so it makes sense that I enjoy making it. If it's something I love to see, then it's something I'll enjoy creating. And so when I asked you guys, Lost won. Community wasn't too big at that point, but it was a significant win. It wasn't close to the others, which is Handmaid's Tale, Breaking Bad, and Sons of Anarchy. So going into it, I knew a little bit about it. Like I had definitely had seen the first 3 episodes. I've forgotten everything except for maybe like knowing some names like Jack or Kate, maybe Hurley. I really don't remember, but I know that for the most part I was going in blind. I knew that there was a plane crash, that people survived on an island, and they are trying to survive and escape, and that is what my knowledge was. And then it was on ABC, and then it had a controversial ending possibility that had mixed reception. So that's what I had going in. And I'm coming out of season 1, like, I guess what you would consider a losty. I freaking love this show. The characters, the music, the action, the slow moments, the fast moments, the tension, the mystery. I love a good mystery. Like, let me try to put the pieces together. I also love a interconnected story. And so how they're telling the present story with a backstory and connecting it with modern, it is so fascinating. Like, I really enjoyed the show Once Upon a Time, and it makes sense that there are writers on this show that eventually went to work on Once Upon a Time. It makes a lot of sense. And so overall, love season 1. Barely any episodes that I would consider I didn't like. I think I liked every episode in their own way. There's definitely some episodes that were slower. I just, meh for me. But that's okay because, they're telling an overarching story that's going to lead to something. And so even slower episodes are going to have importance and they're going to have value. I wanted to go through some things. I took notes. And so I wanted to go through my favorite characters for so far going out of season 1. These are in no specific order, but my favorites would be Kate, Sawyer, Locke, and Sun. Those 4 characters have left such a huge impression on me. Even if they're characters that frustrate me, they're characters who have, made some bad choices in the present or in the past. They're characters I'm always wanting to know more about. They're characters that intrigue me. They're characters that move the plot forward. They're characters I'm rooting for. Kate is probably one of my favorite is my favorite character. I love Kate, and I don't really have a reason why. There's just something about her that I'm drawn to her personality, and I just love it. I love her. I love her so much. But then you look at someone like Sawyer, who like he pissed the heck out of me for most of the season, and probably for a lot of people. And even by the end of season one, there's probably still people who are annoyed with Sawyer. But Sawyer's growth, and to really start to see him break away that outer shell, and we get to see more, I think, of who Sawyer actually is. Ah, and the journey as son and in Locke. Oh, I could go on. I did have some honorable mentions: Claire, Boone, and Jin. Yeah, there might be some people that you're like you're missing something. Like you're missing Hurley, you're missing Jack. Again, I love all of these characters. They are so fascinating, interesting. These are the ones that stood out to me personally. Favorite episodes. So this one was hard because a lot of these episodes were a lot of them were really good, and it's hard because sometimes they blend together because it is telling one cohesive story, and they do go flow really well together. I came up with five. These are no specific order, except I think the last one that I have written down is my favorite. So I have In Translation, Born to Run, Walkabout, The House of the Rising Sun, and then I think my favorite is the finale. I think Exodus Part 3 is just incredible. It is so well paced and so dramatic, and so it closes so many chapters, and yet it also opens so many more. And so it leaves me wanting to like watch season 2 so bad. I also had some quotes that I thought were really significant. Uh, I'm not gonna actually. Yeah, we'll go through them. We'll go through them. I had three. I was gonna cut it down to one, but so the one, my first quote that I had written down is Locke says, "But I've looked into the eye of this island, and what I saw was beautiful. I'm not a big believer in magic, but this place is different. It's special. The others don't want to talk about it because it scares them, but we all know it. We all feel it. And I think that really just encompasses what this show's about. Is that it is beautiful and it's magical almost. Like there are things happening on this island that you would consider supernatural, that it doesn't make sense. And that even though the show for the most part is quite grounded, a plane crashes on an island and a group of people are surviving. There are things that are like, what on earth? The hatch, the polar bear, the weird dinosaur making machine defense system. Um, the list goes on. There's so many little things that just add up that make it so peculiar, and that even though it really comes off as a very grounded and very just simple concept, there's so many layers. There's so many layers. Another quote that I really stood out to me, and this is from a really just an emotional standpoint. Um, Jin says about Sun, uh, in a good world, she would hate her father, not me. And Jin father says, it is a good world. And I think that's just so important because I think there's such a huge, throughout this season, we see such a huge misconnection, and miscommunication between the two. And ultimately, they do love each other and they are trying to do the best for each other. And how they do that is really tough. But we get to that point where at the end, when she's saying goodbye, and they're able to really show their love. I think for the first time, even before the island, before all that was going on with the father, when she's trying to escape possibly, and just that scene just broke me. Like whenever they finally hugged and just told each other they loved them. Final quote here. It's between Locke and Jack. Locke says, "Me, well, but I'm a man of faith. Do you think all of this is accident? That we are a group of strangers survived, many of us with just superficial injuries? Do you think we'd crash on this place by coincidence? Especially this place. We were brought here for a purpose, for a reason, all of us. Each one of us were brought here for a reason." Jack says, "Brought here? Who brought us, John?" And Locke says, "The island. The island brought us here. This is no ordinary place. You've seen that. I know you have. But the island shows you, too, Jack. It's destiny." And I think that's what we're going to start to see, is that these characters are here for a reason, each and every single one of them. What is that reason? Why did the island bring them here? And I'm very excited and curious to find out what that is. There is more going on than I know right now, which is exciting because it's a discovery, and I'm so curious and wondering where is this gonna go. Like the show that seems so simple about survival, yet it's not. So I do want to close with just three predictions for season two. I wanted to limit it to three, and we'll see how I did. I tried to keep them broad, so I had a better chance of hitting them, but I got a little specific too for the fun of it. So I said prediction number one: we'll officially meet the others, and we'll start to learn more about their organization and structure. I think with Walt being in their possession, I don't think it's going to be like, oh, Walt's missing. Like, let's find him, and then we never see. Like, he comes back. Like, kind of like Claire. I don't think it's gonna be like Claire. I think we're actually gonna start to dive more into their structure, whatever that structure is, if they have structure even. So I definitely think the others are going to be significant for season two, very significant. I think prediction number two, I think this is pretty obvious, so I got a little specific. I said a major character will die, and I think it's specifically it's going to be either Jin or Charlie. These characters have had a lot of growth and a lot of depth, and I think that there could be something that could happen that would result in their death. Especially since they do have connections to characters on here. If you're to break those connections off, it gives those other characters to grow through tragedy and pain. Wow, that would suck, and I don't want it. I definitely think we could be heading in that direction. And finally, I said Walt will be rescued, but at a cost. That cost could be someone dying. That cost could be not something. I think it's going to come at a cost. Walt is not going to be rescued just easily. I don't think it's going to be simple. I don't think it's going to be whatever that path is to get Walt back. It's not going to be good, I don't think. And I fear for our group because this others, they seem formidable and they seem like they are the king of the island, the king and queens of the island. But I'm excited for season two. That's going to be starting tomorrow on Tuesday. It's August 31st. Yeah, so we're going to start that. And you'll be able to see reactions to Lost on Mondays and Tuesdays. They should be going on sometime in the morning. Generally speaking, be 10 to noon Eastern-ish, give or take. But yeah, I'm so excited, guys. Let's talk about season one down in the comments. Do not spoil anything from moving forward, please. You guys have been so amazing and nothing has been spoiled for me. I do have someone watching the comments and helping out with that. Right now, we are growing and getting bigger. I do appreciate it. Like I said in the beginning, hit the like and subscribe. It does help this channel out a lot. Share this with your friends. Share it on your social media. It really is gonna help get this out to more people and allow me to continue to do this for you guys. I'm so excited to go on this journey. There is more news on ways that you can support me. I am gonna be doing a Patreon. It's been asked actually, so you guys will actually be able to get full reactions. For the beginning of Lost, there might be some episodes that are missing because I just wasn't keeping on track of that. I honestly really didn't expect to be this blessed to grow a community like this. Like, you guys are awesome and below my expectations. And so I do hope you guys have a good rest of your day. There's many other reactions on this channel. Check it out and have a great